Here's the best way to get steals on NBA 2K23, whether you're in my career, my team, whatever it is, this is how you gotta get your steals. I have 2-3 methods for you. It's gonna be a fun time. So for the my team people, and obviously some of the my career people, this can kind of help. We're just gonna talk about maybe coach boosts and things like that you can use, some badges and stuff like that that'll obviously, you know, help you out. So obviously the first thing that you're gonna wanna do if you're in my team is have the person that you're gonna be getting steals with. For guys like Paul Silas, this is gonna be pretty easy. I'm just using him as a blatant example. He's got a high steal of a 77, at least relatively, compared to a lot of the other guys here, and he has some decent enough, you know, badges for defense that'll help him out a little bit. One badge that I think is super helpful is Vice Grip. Increases a player's ability to secure the ball against steal attempts and stuff like that. I've also found it just helps you catch the ball, pick up the ball, anything like that. It just helps. Same thing with the Glove. It increases the ability to successfully steal from ball handle. This is a pretty huge badge. If you have the ability to add it in my career, to throw it on your card, huge. It is such a help. And same thing with Interceptor. It increases your chances at getting steals in passing lanes, and this year passing lane steals are pretty easy to get and actually super helpful. I think a lot of people negate that. And then there's also Workhorse. It increases a player's speed and agility to get to loose balls over the opponent. This year, I swear to God, it is a magnet back to the guy that you poked it out of your hands with. So Workhorse is huge. Glove and Workhorse together, I think, are really good badges to kind of have as a duo, just kind of just use, have some fun with, and you can go ahead and, you know, use those for some fun. Now, if you're using some Evo cards, you can actually add these, but most of these I don't think are going to be too expensive. Like, let's say, let's look at Workhorse right now. Really not an expensive badge in the slightest. I mean, you can pick up the gold or bronze version for like 500 MT it was. Really not too bad. And then the badge Glove, a little bit more expensive, I think, at least for the gold versions, but again, it's a super cheap badge. You can pick up and add to your cards and really make it significantly better. It really just, it makes a world of difference. And then if you're also for the my team people, another thing that really helps is heading over to your coaching and changing your coach from somebody like a Lenny Wilkins, let's say, for perimeter centric, we're poor defensively against bigs, poor rebounding, and switch it to a defensive coach. It emphasizes making each possession tough, creating fast break chances with pressure defense, which is really helpful. Now you have some increased foul chances, which isn't great, but you just have better defense and better defensive rebounding. And I've just noticed that when I use a defensive coach, I usually get more steals, more blocks, and things like that, as you would expect. But it really just helps, especially if you're on my team, just kind of do those sort of things. You know, and again, it may not be good for everybody, but I think mixing the two with the extra badges and things like that also really help. And then one last thing for some my team people is what you can also do is head over to the MT Shoe Lab, and let's just say a guy has a 68.3 and you're just trying to boost it up above that 70 because you just feel like if you get a 70, it's going to help. You can get some of these gold ones that just have a temporary boost to, you know, shoes. It's, I think, 5 to 10 games, something like that. And if you have any boosts for steal or pass interception, anything like that, you can actually go ahead, add those to your card. Maybe some perimeter defense, maybe some lateral quickness that you want to add to your card, and obviously you want to have the steal to it. You can add a bunch of those, go over it, make sure that it's compatible with your card. You can do that on 2KDB or just going to whatever, you know, card that you're trying to get steals with, and you can actually hit R2 or R whatever it is on Xbox, and I think it'll pop up, or you can, what is it, hover over this guy. Either way, the card will tell you. You can create a card and see who you can add it to for your shoes, and then you can go ahead and add it to whoever it is. For most of them, it's pretty obvious. Steph Curry, Under Armour. I mean, come on. It makes a lot of sense. So now we have to actually get into the nitty gritty of actually getting the steals. Now, I'm going to have a bunch of clips that I'm just going to play, and I'm kind of just going to talk you through getting steals and how I generally go about them. So we have a bunch of clips right here that I'll kind of just play, and I'm just going to watch them kind of with you so we can kind of, you know, see them. So some of these things that I really recommend is putting yourself into either a half court or a full court trap before doing a lot of these things. So you can see with some of like something like this first clip, what I'm going to try to do is just run into the white. It's just a little bit of offense that is happening aside from it. And I'm just going to essentially wait at this half court and then boom, immediately pressure. And you can see what I was doing is waiting for that crossover to happen. I'll replay it a little bit. I'm waiting for essentially DeJounte Murray to run up, get that cross as soon as I'm pressuring it, and then that's when I'm going to reach. You still want to keep a decent bit of distance, but that's when you want to reach. When they do that cross, you're running towards them, you're not exactly on top of them. That's really the perfect time to go ahead and get, you know, your steals and just make everything a little bit easier on yourself. I'm right here. It's another opportunity. I have this in a, a half court trap. We just hit a free throw. I'm just going down, chucking up some shots to kind of get things happening. And now we're on the fast break. And all I'm going to try to do with Sochan and his lock takeover is just, again, wait for those animations and then jump on it. DeJounte Murray does a little hop over and then boom, I'm swiping it immediately as soon as he does that. It just makes your life so much easier. This next one, again, I have it in that half court trap. I'm just waiting it around the half court line. Boom, crossover, jump on it, get that easy bump steal, and then boom, easy little dunk right there. And this was for the Sochan Evo. It really wasn't bad in the slightest doing methods like this and just getting those bump steal animations. It is harder this year to actually get a lot of those steals. So if you're getting a little bit frustrated, don't worry about it. It's gonna happen. It's hard this year, man. You just gotta keep a level head and just hope that it kind of works for you. And you can see again, we're hitting a shot, we're waiting for it, trying to have it happen. And we have Sochan again, we're waiting at that half court line, haven't quite put in the half court trap, but boom, he hits the crossover and we're immediately jumping on it, getting in his way and just bumping the ball. Some of these I'm not even really reaching, or I'm reaching too early just so that I can get that bump steal animation. Again, we have it in that half court trap. You can see our guys are kind of waiting around it. And now it's just me there and boom, I wait for it. I don't get the steal on this one. I just poke the ball loose, but that's really what we're looking to have happen. Just get those pokes, because if you have, a higher level of workhorse and things like that, it can actually work pretty well for you. You can pick up those poke balls, and just seeing that it's working for you also can just be something nice, although not picking up the ball, maybe getting a foul or two. A little bit frustrating. This next one, I'm trying to get those, interception steals. Sometimes they don't work the best, and boom, again, I wait for that little hop, jump on it, and get that steal. It's just really what works the best. Next clip is another one. We're kind of waiting for somebody, at the free throw line to take those, and I kind of just wanted to give you guys a little bit of extra, footage, just so it was a little bit, I had some pad time and stuff like that. We're gonna make our bucket, and we're immediately on this. This one, we're in a full court trap, so if you want to do something different. You can see what I'm doing here is essentially I'm letting the AI bump into my AI defender, and that's when I'm jumping on those steals and trying to get those bumps on those animations. I'm kind of just using them as bait essentially, which is really nice. So you don't have to do these lunging crosses that I'm doing here to force DeJounte. If you think that it's easier running that full court trap, do that last method right there. So you don't have to run, get ahead of people's bodies, and just kind of work on those things. If that's what works for you, that's what you should do. And what I love, boom, look at those, the easy interception passes. I force the dribble pickup, I predict where the ball is going to be going to, and I'm running into that passing lane immediately. This is another one where we kind of have the half court trap-ish set up, and boom, I just wait for the cross, you jump on the ball, and you get the easy steal. I mean, again, this is going to take some time and some practice to kind of get with a lot of these, but I think for the majority of people, eventually you're able to do it. And this last clip is another one of the boom, pick it out, wait for that bump to happen, and then just pounce on it. Honestly, I think the easiest method this year is to do those full court traps. I also like the half court traps, but you saw with those two clips, the full court traps, all we're doing is waiting for him to bump into the other defender, and then I'm rushing right in and just waiting for those. Look for those animations, those crossovers, those hops over, and that's when you want to strike and keep some good distance. Don't be right on them. And I think most people will find it a little bit easier to kind of get those steals. So let me know what you guys thought about this down in the comment section below. Let me know if it's helping you get some more steals, my career, my team, whatever it is. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.